Stephen, what is going on, brother? How you doing,
Oh,
man?
living the dream, just like you. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. So I did a push day this morning. Just been working on programs pretty much all day. You know the drill. What about
Oh
you,
yeah.
man? You got back from the gym? I know you sent me a picture just not too long ago.
Actually, that was from last night. I
Okay.
won't be going to the gym until later on today. I got to work a little bit after we get done with this, and then it's a pull day and stairmaster or
Okay.
stair killer, whichever way you want to look at it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, dude,
Thank you.
just for people who are just like listening in, obviously, this is just a client interview, right? Just about your journey so far. So before we even get into like the transformation or anything else, before we talk about that, and I ask you questions about that, about your journey, just introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you from? How old are you? And things like that, brother.
Well, my name's Stephen Mitchell. I'm from the great state of Hawaii. I live on Oahu in Eva Beach, and I'm 47 years old.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, I do wanted to ask you first, because obviously, we attempted to do this in the past, and the Zoom recording didn't really go through. But let's kind of talk about your fitness journey before, right? Because so before you even joined the program, before you made this transformation for yourself, where were you in your fitness journey before? And how were your energy levels? How's your body? How's your mindset, discipline, like the whole nine yards?
So, uh, I started when I started back in like 2018 when uh my my wife's father had passed away, and I was like sitting there looking at myself knowing that my dad passed away from a heart attack. Hit Her dad passed away from a heart attack. It was like I needed to figure out what I was going to do. So I started exercising.
Yeah.
I started eating the right foods but the wrong portions. Thinking I was doing all the right stuff, barely getting any sleep, sitting there looking at like YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and like all these influencers,
Huh?
thinking, "Oh, hey, I can do all that stuff." Well, I can't. It wasn't really helping me because at the same time, it was like, yeah, it was helping them and it was working for them, but they didn't tell you how long they had been doing it.
Mhm.
So I was really inconsistent with my workouts. I'd sit there, I'd work out one day, I'd rest 3 days, or I'd work 2 days and, rest one day. So I never really had a set schedule, set program, anything else like that. I never, I'd go in, try to be in the gym at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just wasn't really seeing much of the progress that I wanted to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how long were you struggling with this kind of beforehand? Like just the inconsistent results, not seeing the results that you want. How long?
About 3 years. It was about 3 years.
Okay, gotcha, man, gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about this now, right? Because I know we kind of talked about like just how it was before the fitness journey and before the
Yeah.
transformation journey. So if I was to ask you, like still going before the transformation program, before joining the aesthetic dream, what do you feel like? Would you say is just like was just like the biggest challenges that you've had with specifically with fitness, with training, nutrition, before joining the aesthetic dream, brother?
Oh, before joining, it was definitely consistency and my diet. I mean, my diet was, yeah, I was eating the right foods, like I said, but I wasn't eating the right amounts, or I
Yeah.
was overeating, or I sit there and get a foot long, think, oh, hey, I'm good. It's chicken.
Yeah.
You uh, yeah, I was wrong. You know,
Mhm.
be eating like four or five, three or four chicken breasts at a time when I'm eating and stuff. So I mean, I was definitely not, I wasn't eating the right amounts.
Mhm. Absolutely. Now, obviously, you know that that's definitely not true, right? But at the
Oh
time,
yeah.
okay, I think this is going to be what's best for me. Which I always say, for a lot of people, the main thing that holds a lot of people back, which I'm sure you agree on, is a lot of people are consistent if they really, really want it, they are consistent. But the biggest problem is, right? They have the wrong blueprint. They're doing the wrong things, right? That's why they are stuck. Is no matter how consistent you are, if you have the wrong blueprint, you're gonna plateau at some point and not really make any more progress from there, right?
Yeah.
And from there, man, obviously right now, you had an incredible transformation. Really, really proud of you. As you know, I tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
And You've been in the program for a good amount of time as well, and you inspired a lot of people. So if I was to ask you, man, with just like what you achieved so far, talk about just some of the accomplishments that you've had, whether it's like physique, your training strength, overall, your nutrition, and how do you feel now, man? What have you achieved, and how do you feel now?
So definitely, I would say training all around. I mean, getting more consistent. Getting kind of on a set schedule, set day, saying, hey, no BS, no matter what's going on, I'm there at the gym. One of my biggest struggles when I started too was I'd go into the gym and I'd be looking at these other guys going, I wonder if I look like that, or am I bigger than them, or I'd get a lot of anxiety from that kind of stuff. So my first year on this program was pretty much in solitude. I was doing all my workouts at the house, everything else like that. And then when you guys were like, "Oh, hey, it's time to hit the gym," I was like, "Okay, I can do this."
Mhm.
And I was able to go in there and pretty much not give a shit about what I look like and what other people look like. Well, I give a shit about what I look like, but for them, it's like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna look like me. I'm gonna do me, and that's it. So another thing is diet. Like I keep saying, I wasn't eating the right portions, so I got on the portions, got on the right combinations, and honestly, this program stopped me from being a picky eater. I
Yeah.
mean, I eat a lot of vegetables now. I eat fish. I eat a lot of stuff that even growing up I didn't eat,
Mhm.
or I got away from. So I mean, definitely diet, definitely getting more sleep, getting a clearer mindset,
Mhm.
getting around like-minded people has definitely helped me a ton.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And what do you feel like was just like if you were to pinpoint, because I know it's a good amount that we've talked about, right? And I know that for
Yeah.
sure, being me and Coach Carson being able to work with you and everything. But what do you feel like for you would be the one thing that you're most proud about yourself since kind of joining, man, and what you've accomplished?
My transformation. Honestly, my body is in the best shape it's ever been. 47 years old, like I said before, and here I am. I can sit here and say I'm in better shape than what I was in the military. I mean, honestly, the military, they are like, oh, it's calisthenics. Well, when I was in, it was always about calisthenics. It was always about running. When we'd run 20 miles a week,
Yeah,
calisthenics 2 days a week, you know. So it was, just the transformation of doing this and being able to get in that gym and push the weight that I do and do what I do in the gym. It inspired me and it got me motivated. And then when I started talking to people outside, I mean, hell, I'm getting ready to compete in my first competition this year, God willing.
absolutely. That's
So
that's awesome. Well, dude, again, I said it 100 times, but there's 101 time now where I'm gonna tell you. But if I was to ask you, man, at this point now, obviously, you being in the program, I remember our very first call ever, you were very, very hesitant, right, to even make that decision because you've never really done anything like this before. So for you, right, let's say somebody else was in your shoes, right, who's kind of on the fence about the program. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe you have a friend that's like
yeah,
kind of fence about the program. They're like, should I make this decision? Should I do it? Is it worth it? All these questions going through their head. So if that was your friend, would you recommend your friend to go through a program, and what would you tell them if they're kind of on the fence?
well, so as you know, I brought already a friend into this program,
Yeah.
uh, you know, and he was sitting there and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do it." And I was like, "Well, here, let me show you my transformation. Let me show you what they've done for me."
Yeah.
Send him pictures, and with my hesitation, it was just like time, money, effort. That was mine. His was like, "Oh, I just don't know if it's going to work for me or not." Well, I sent him my pictures, and he knew me from in the military. Saw my pictures. He's like, "Dude, I need to get a hold of them."
Yeah.
So, and then even throughout his journey, like when we first started, he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to hurry up and get down to 180 pounds. I'm trying to do this. I'm doing that." And I'm like, he's like, "But I'm staying at the same weight." I'm like, "Well, stop looking at the scale."
Mhm.
I said, "Look at your physique. Look at everything else like that on top of just the scale."
Mhm.
He took that mindset and ran with it.
Mhm.
Now, hey, he's right where I am. So
Yeah.
I mean, best thing to do, hey, you're gonna have those hesitations. Don't listen to them.
Mhm.
Definitely get in. I mean, I've had people ask me, they're like, "Oh, why do you stay with your coaches?" Well, because I trust them and because I sit there and love what they have done for me and do for me.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, just because the grass is greener doesn't mean it's sweeter.
Mhm.
So I stuck where I'm at, and I'm
Absolutely.
glad that I have.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, dude, again, I appreciate you a lot. I think at this point, with this video alone is gonna inspire a lot of people to just like make that decision for themselves. Because to be honest, a lot of people, what kind of stops them, I mean, you know this yourself, is they're comfortable where they're at, right? So, they know it's gonna be uncomfortable making that decision and having to do the work and having to actually put in the time and energy, right, to make that decision and actually do the work for the fitness journey. And that's the main thing that really holds people back is like being in their comfort level, right? But as when you made that decision for yourself, you were uncomfortable, and then from there you made that uncomfortable feeling. Now you're comfort, right? Now you love the gym. Now you love your progress. Now you love the gym. You're just pushing the best you can, and now we're here on the other side. So, dude, again, I'm proud of you, man. But I think other than that, did you have anything else to say? Anything you want to talk about? If somebody's listening, like, because you already
So,
dropped golden nuggets, man.
so funny story. Yesterday, I had to go see my military command team,
Yeah.
and had this female colonel that was talking. She's the same age I am,
Mhm.
and I was talking to her about what my plans and goals are for this year. And I kept hearing, "Oh, I need to start getting back in the gym. I just don't have the time." You know, uh, my chief sitting right there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my wife goes in at 3:30 every morning to go to the gym." And she's like, I can't have dedication like that. I'm like, well, you got to stop making them excuses.
Yeah.
So, same thing. Stop making them excuses. The only person that's going to hold you back is you.
Yep.
And that's what I heard. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
So, you think you know it all? You really don't.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. That's also really big on my page, which I also talk about. Once you drop your ego and ask for help, that's where you're actually going to see everything change. Right.
Yep.
Because you're not always just relying on yourself, right? Yeah, everything is always better when you're working together with somebody. So I think it's awesome, man. We'll do that. This was great. I think you dropped a lot of golden nuggets. So as I told you, I mean, we'll talk on WhatsApp right now about like what I want for your competition and everything. But dude, this was
Yeah.
great. And let's get it, man. I'll see you later. All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye.